A few weeks ago, I made a video on the clarification of the religious exemption in the state of Massachusetts over the flu mandate that is happening here. Well, I felt that I needed to go over Governor Baker's video again because he said some interesting things that we all need to be aware of. The first thing he stated, and very nonchalantly, very calmly, he just kind of slid it in there. He was talking about asymptomatic spread in children and does it happen or not? And he has come to the conclusion that it does happen in children. Children, if they are asymptomatic, do spread the illness. And I'm not going to say it because I don't want my video to get deleted. What he slid in there was that he includes children up through the age of 30 years old. My question to Governor Baker is, when someone gets tested positive and they're asymptomatic and they're 28, 29 years old, are you including them as a child? And that's how you're making all your mandates and your rules? This is something that we all need to be very concerned over. I'm going to play the video so you don't think that I'm taking what he's saying out of context, because he said it himself. He believes that a child is anyone up to 30 years old. Listen for yourself.
There were studies about whether there was asymptomatic spread or not that went on for months until people finally landed on the idea that it's pretty clear there's asymptomatic spread, and then there's some debate about whether it's 20% of the cases or 40% of the cases. And one of the biggest areas of debate and discussion has been how much of the asymptomatic spread involves kids. And when I say kids in this case, I mean sort of anybody under the age of 30.
And there you have it. He admitted it. He is including children up to the age of 30 as a child. As much as I want to stay on this topic, there's a lot to cover in this video, so we're going to move on. Next, let's hear what the specialist from MGH has to say when they had the school reopening plan. She is a doctor from MGH, and she had lots to say about children and the illness. Listen in.
First, children are less likely to acquire COVID than adults. We have seen in large population-based studies, as well as smaller household analyses, that children are less likely than adults to be diagnosed with COVID and less likely to get sick when exposed. Second, when children are infected with COVID, they are less likely to get severely ill than adults with COVID. And third, when children acquire COVID, they appear less likely to transmit infections to others relative to adults.
Okay, so let's recap, okay? 3 things. First, children are less likely to acquire the illness than adults. I want to say that again. Children are less likely to acquire the illness than adults. Number 2, second, they are less likely to get severely ill than adults. So what she's saying is if a child does get it, they may get a little sick, but an adult can get severely ill. The third, and this is extremely important, if children do get the illness, they are less likely to transmit it to others relative to adults. So what she's saying is if a child catches the illness, they have a lesser chance of spreading it to a grown-up. But if an adult gets it, they have a higher chance of spreading it to other people. But they want our children to be mandated to get the flu shot to protect the adults. Please help me understand this insanity. There is nobody that can do that. Now, I understand that that video, the conference from Governor Baker and the school reopening was done a month back or so, and the data is evolving. I understand that. If anyone has anything more updated that can prove to me that what he's saying is a child that has asymptomatic illness can spread it to an adult, please let me know. And if he is including a child up until the age of 30, because that will really mess with the numbers, don't you think? All right, let's move on.
Governor, is the flu shot requirement for this year solely, or is that permanent for every school year going forward?
It's this year.
No, Governor, that is incorrect. It is not just this year. In fact, you mandated it moving forward, and you made the flu shot permanent on the permanent immunization list, never to come off. The flu shot is now mandated forever. Governor, you don't even know your own mandate. Let's get it straight. He had to be corrected.
Just to clarify that the flu guidance is actually not just this year. It's on a going forward basis.
It was for testing turnaround.
No, I know that, but someone asked about the flu. Right, I'm sorry.
So it's permanent.
It is. It's going forward. Yes, not just this year.
You know what's really mind-blowing to me is that whoever is sitting in the audience asking these questions, these journalists, they don't think for themselves. They're not even asking questions. They're not asking, where did you get the science? Where did you find that information? How come you decided this? And how did you come up with that? I just don't understand it. I just don't. If I was in that audience, I would be asking lots and lots and lots of questions. And one important fact you need to know about this specific video from YouTube, from the Governor Baker's list of YouTube videos, the comments were completely shut off when he said that the flu would be mandated permanently, or when he had to be corrected. There was nobody allowed to make a comment. What does that say to you? He doesn't want to hear from us. He doesn't care. But you know what it also says? That we are powerful and he is fearful of us. Because if those comments were turned on, how many people do you think would be supporting this mandate? Would be saying, oh yes, thanks Governor Baker, rah, 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 hip, boom, bah. Yeah, I don't think so. And the comments are shut off. Number one, he doesn't want to hear us. But number two is even better. He's scared of us. And we are powerful. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep speaking up, using your voice. Stay strong. This is for our kids and our future kids. We cannot quit. And he needs to know that. We are here. We are strong. We are not alone together. We are together in unity. Do not give up.